Hello and welcome to the 9th video of this 100 days challenge where I'll try to build projects in public. For the last 8 days I've been sharing how I work in the Reordle product, that it's a web-based game kind of in the style of the Wordle game, where every day you have a puzzle, but instead of having to guess which letters form the word, then you already have some letters and you just have to sort them to make the word ordered. Then I've been sharing how it's done, which issues I've been having, some feedback that I've been fixing, and also how I tried to market it. And for the last 2 days, I've been adding some posts in Reddit to get those initial users, and they kind of work in some way. So basically, we can see here that today it's 23rd and there are only 13 people who played. But it's interesting because today I didn't do any posts. So those 13 people seem to be people that joined during the last 2 days. You can see yesterday there were 41 people and 2 days ago also 9 people that came because of different posts. They are a few, but at least they are some users, actual users. And the interesting part here is that after the previous marketing, let's say, we today still have some players coming back. I want to leave it here for a couple of more days to see if they still play, and if they still play, I'll try to get in touch with them and ask what do they like, what do they don't, and try to get some extra users and see if it actually works. In addition to that, as I said yesterday, I wanted to close this chapter for a bit and try some new things. And something that I've been having on my head for a while now, it's creating an automated YouTube channel. I already created some automatic shorts using Remotion, that it's kind of a React framework that allows you to create programmatically some videos, and I already had some channel that got up to a few hundreds of subscribers, but the way I did it was not scalable at all, and I'm trying to create something that is scalable so that it does not require my action and it goes just by itself. And to do so, I've been thinking that we have been using Reddit to do the marketing, and in there's lots of content, and I've been thinking on taking content from Reddit, then passing it through some AI to put it in the proper format, and using also AI to generate some media images and put them everything together using Remotion or some other framework, and then create those videos automatically, maybe with some voiceover on top using some AI tool that like 11 Labs or so on. So my ultimate goal is to have some script that just by running it, it creates some video that has voice, subtitles, and interesting content. And for the moment, I would like to do it just with short videos. To do that, I wanted initially to create some scrapper that checks Reddit, but I discovered that it's against their policy. So they have an API that can be used for free, and it's been a bit difficult to find the API documentation on how to properly request, but at the end I saw that there's this reddit.com/prefs/apps that if you access there in a window that you have the session going on, here you can see in the top right, there's my session called Making Products as the username. It goes kind of in the backend mode, so it's the UI that is not the usual Reddit UI, but in here you have our applications. In this case, this check interesting is the one that I created, and basically it's as simple as create another app. In the other case, it just said create an app without the another part. You need to put some name. I chose script, then I added a few words for the description that you can see here, and the redirect URI, it's something mandatory, but since this is a script that may be running in different machines, I've been checking, and since it's a mandatory thing but it's not gonna be used in my case, I just added localhost in the port 8080. With that done, it gave me some credentials, a user, a client ID, and a secret. And with that in mind, I created some script that fetches data from the subreddits that I want to use. I'm not fully sure yet which subreddit I'm gonna use, but we'll see what I did for the tests, and then I'll decide which one is the final one. Basically, I created a small project here that we'll use a package JSON to install some dependencies and create some scripts. In my case, I just created the script to start, that it's running Node for the index.js file, and the dependencies I added the .env. So this way I can have this .env file with some secret values that I don't want to share, and the application will read them using this dependency. The entry point, as you can see here, is this index.js file. So if we go here in the index.js file, we can see that basically we take a cutoff, that it's the, I just want to read Reddit posts from the last 24 hours. So I just check which is the current date, plus I subtract the 24 hours in milliseconds. Then I add a list of subreddits that I want to consume, in this case AI news and thread and AI new minute. The API allows me to add this sort parameter so that you can choose by hot or by time. I don't remember exactly the latest or new parameter. It's explained in their documentation. And also which is the amount of posts that I want to retrieve. With that, I use fetch subreddit, that is a method that I have in the other file reddit.js. Now we'll see it. And from what they return, we just filter those posts that have a creation date later than the cutoff that we defined on the top. With that, we add it to the results object, and we create a data directory here. And within the data directory, we create this raw.json file with the results in a beautiful way with this JSON stringify, that in the two parameter that it adds some indentation, so it makes it easier to read, and just a log to say that the data is ready. With that done, we'll focus on this fetch subreddit. Basically, if we click in here, we can see that there's a method that it gets initially the token. The token authentication goes using the OAuth protocol. So here, if we go to the method, we can see that it takes the client ID plus client secret. Those things are taken from the process.env, and thanks to the .env config, we just will retrieve them. So we use this Reddit API access token where we send those authorization plus the user agent. It's important, based on their documentation, that you use some user agent. I don't have it here, but you need to put something identifiable. In my case, I created something that more or less is the name of the check interesting. So it tells them that your agent is this check interesting application. Despite of them knowing it, because we are using our authentication, this is something that you need to put. And with that, we allow this grant type password, that I put my username and password here. I've checked that they also offer some other grant types that you can use without adding your username and password, but since the example that I checked had it in this way, I just tried to do it and make it work first, and then I can improve it in the future. Basically, with that, we check the response, and with it, we take the JSON access token. This is the token that we will use for the actual call. Here, we just call the Reddit API with the search parameters, and with all that, we also add some important headers, such as the rate limit use to check how many remaining calls we have, when the rate limit reset. And with all those things, we create an object in this specific format. Then you can check with the documentation which are the exact fields that we take. But we take that information, we collect them, and we also log how much or how many calls we have in the rate remaining, plus when it's gonna reset. With that done, we basically return those items that are the ones that are gonna be added to the script. With that in mind, if I come here, you can see that we are in that page. If I just run the npm run start, that is the script we created in the package JSON, it just says that it's running the node src index.js. It has been retrieving the information from this thread. Then it says that we still have 999 rate limit pending, and here 998. I think it's, as it says, 1000 every some minutes. So it says 243 and 240. After those seconds, the rate limit would just start again. And it has created a data directory with this raw JSON file that if we open it, we can see the information from the posts. For example, in this case, AI news and threads. It has, do you think microsites, blah, blah, blah. Also the URL plus some self-text if they have it. Then for the other ones, AI News Minute had more posts on it, and here you can see the title that Sam Altman warns AI industry bottlenecked by compute, and here the link to the actual post. Here in this case it does not have self-text. I just checked that before recording this video, and it's because it's a post that only has a video on it. So if we would open this, and we will do it actually, we will see that it just has one video, so there's nothing to retrieve from there. Now my next step, what I'm gonna do tomorrow, is to find which are the proper subthreads that I want to read and which is the topic I'm gonna create the channel about. And with that in mind, I'll try to think on how to convert this content, or if there's any more content that I need, to something, let's say, viable for a short video. And yeah, we'll see tomorrow how we do that and what we come up with. And until that moment, thank you for watching, and see you tomorrow.